What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. As of the making of this video, update 2.4.1 has been released. I, however, can't seem to download it because I keep getting a failed download error on my PlayStation 4. But I can read the patch notes, and there are quite a few of them. So in this video, we're going to go over those patch notes, see what's going on here, see what's been fixed, see what's been changed. And let's start off with items. So they have changed a lot of the ways items come in. They've deleted some items. We're going to start off with general. Horn relays from Sparrow Racing League are no longer used to upgrade rare quality horns. These items can be discarded. All players will receive 15 silver dust as compensation for this change to horn relays. So this is actually pretty interesting. If you have any horn relays, you can dismantle them and get silver dust, which is pretty freaking expensive. They fixed an issue where rare special weapon engrams would sometimes decrypt into legendary primary weapons. That's too bad. I really liked getting legendary primaries. The Galar horn will no longer dismantle into a horn relay. They fixed an issue where Agernach runes were not charging due to the same taken major spawning in the Dreadnought Patrol. They fixed an issue where the consumed ghost shell did not properly display its spines. It's nice to see that fixed. They fixed an issue where the Comitatus was not dropping properly from faction packages for players who owned the Kondratyak's Escape. Fixed an issue where some players were not receiving Siva key fragments from raid bosses in Wrath of the Machine. This was a very important one for them to fix. You will now receive one Siva key fragment from normal mode bosses, 2 Siva fragments from heroic mode bosses, and Siva key fragments will drop on each boss kill even if players have already completed the raid that week. That's great, so you can really rack up the Siva key fragments. Several items from 2015 events have been completely removed. Flimsy Mask, gone. Gifts of the Lost, gone. Fruit Motes, Glimmer Chew, Salty Engrams, Sour Engrams, Sugary Engrams, Chocolate Strange Coins, and Void Fizz, all gone. Paper Scraps, Crumpled Masks, and Rare Quality Sparrow Horns have all been deleted. And Paper Glue from the Festival of the Lost 2015 now shards into 1 silver dust. For collections, a new holiday collection is now available to allow you to reclaim your Festival of the Lost masks. So you should be able to go to the holiday collection and find those old masks that you may have deleted because you no longer have any room in your vault. The Sparrow Collection will now allow you to reclaim your legendary Sparrow Horns. That's really nice in case you deleted some of those. Crucible emblems have been split into 2 new categories, Crucible and Trials of Osiris. The Shader Iris, Germanica, Mercurial Dawn, Surfbreaker, Nebula Glow, Sulfur Burnish, and Electric Aquarius can now be used and seen in the Shader Collection by all 3 classes. That's very nice. Fixed an issue in which 2 instances of Apotheosis Veil Helmet would appear in the Exotic Armor Collection. There's been some changes for PvP as well. Inferno Elimination is now available in private matches. They fixed an issue where changing subclasses in orbit for a PvP activity would reset melee and grenade charges. Fixed an issue where players were able to get under the stairs on the Drifter map. Never saw that one, glad I didn't. Fixed an issue where the Iron Banner support bounty was not awarding 5 points for allies defended. The Lighthouse on Mercury is now a social space that can accommodate up to 9 players with a flawless trials passage. Should make some people very happy, especially people who make movies. Vendors fixed an issue where uncommon Warlock bonds were being sent to the Postmaster for recovery. Eververse had one change. Reputation boosters can now be purchased for silver dust as well as silver. The economy has seen a few changes as well. They fixed an issue where the Trespasser did not require an exotic shard to infuse. That's too bad. All changes to increase light above 385 will take effect upon the release of heroic mode for Wrath of the Machine. This is important because if you're hoping to get above 385 light right before the Wrath of the Machine, you're going to have to wait until it actually drops. So packages or engrams that you want to open, you're going to have to wait and do it like just minutes before Wrath of the Machine and then jump into Wrath of the Machine. Activities: the Siva Strike playlist will now drop rewards up to 365 light. The Heroic Siva Strike playlist will now drop rewards up to 385 light. Archon's Forge can now drop rewards up to 385 light. Archon's Forge can now drop ghosts and artifacts up to 400 light. Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, Crucible, and Strike Hordes will now provide drops up to 400 light. And Wrath of the Machine, Trials of Osiris, and Iron Banner will now attempt to reward higher light items on average. For packages, Vanguard, Crucible, and Faction packages will now provide drops up to 390 light. So not quite the cap, but it'll get you up to 390. Increased chance of artifacts from Crota's Bane reputation packages. Increase the chance of ghosts from New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, Vanguard, and Crucible reputation packages. I guarantee that this is something that everybody's going to be cursing in 2 to 3 months. Everybody's going to be like, I got another freaking ghost, but, you know, we need them now. Engrams. Rare engrams will now decrypt up to 365 light. Legendary engrams will now decrypt up to 385 light. And exotic engrams will now decrypt up to 400 light. So exotic engram farming is going to be very important to hitting 400 light. Weapons, they fixed an issue that caused Firefly to activate many, many more times than intended, causing a crash. So another piece of code has been fixed to hopefully stop Firefly from causing game crashes. Armor, exotics. The following exotic armor no longer requires Rise of Iron and can be acquired through exotic engrams. Astrocyte Verse, Ophidian Aspect, and the Thagamizers. Adjusted the rapid cooldown perk on the Frost EE5 Hunter exotic legs to no longer interfere with the base cooldown provided by the stats. Few UI fixes. Fixed an issue with the roster previews for the following emblems: Memories of Dawn and Shield of the Cities. Eververse sections for emotes now displayed as Emotes 1 and Emotes 2. They fixed an issue where the Taken War Heroic Strike playlist tooltip incorrectly displayed plus 10 legendary marks as a reward. They fixed an issue where the weekly Heroic Strike node was not updating with the weekly reset. And they fixed an issue where the Heroic Siva Crisis playlist was not counting towards the Take a Strike record in the Rise of Iron record book. That one was ridiculous. I've run so many Heroic Siva Crisis playlists, but it shows me as having run 2. So, for the most part, we've got small fixes to the game, some quality of life improvements, and they've cleared out some old junk that you don't need anymore. I think the big news here is that all changes to increase light above 385 will take effect upon the release of Heroic Mode for Wrath of the Machine. This is an attempt to keep as many teams going into the raid at that 385, 386, 387 level, as opposed to everybody just jumping in at light level 400 by farming for the next 3 hours. So we'll see if that was successful. I don't really know. I can't wait to get into the Wrath of the Machine raid. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.